Welcome everyone to today's Listening Part 3, Listening for Information Analysis. Before we start, I want to let you know that I will be following the Listening Part 3, Listening for Information Tips and Strategies Guide. We can find this guide in our CELPIP library. In the Listening Part 3 section, we have a video about some excellent tips and strategies that you can use for part 3 to make you listen more effectively and answer the questions more effectively. So I will leave a link in the description box to our CELPIP library, and if you're interested in that video, it will really help you out, okay? For now, I'm only going to be quickly reviewing the pages of that guide, okay? The guide tells you about how to listen effectively. For example, listen in full sentence mode, not vocabulary mode. Very important. And also, what information should we focus on? This is very important for every listening part, such as understanding the situation and the context. Okay. Also, what do we do when we are listening to the questions? Repeating the question is a very important tip. And what should we do when we are responding to questions? Yes, what can we do? What are some good strategies? So you can pause this video to read that guide over, or you can watch the video in the CELPIP library. For now, let's get started with today's analysis. So everyone, I'm here in the CELPIP library, listening part 3, listening for information. And today we are going to be analyzing a sample from volume 1 called Train Tickets. So let's get started. So everyone, I'm going to be giving you a chance to listen for yourself and answer the questions for yourself, okay? And please make sure that, most important for lower levels, we need to listen and repeat as much information as you can. Let's listen for full sentences, ideas, full ideas, not words. Because level 4, 5, they have a problem with just keeping words. But try to remember full ideas or full sentences. Try to repeat that. And of course, higher levels, this part is not as difficult as other levels, but please do the same. Let's repeat full ideas in your mind. Or higher levels, if you can take notes, that would be great. If notes are useful for you, and if notes don't stop you from focusing on the listening, okay? So everyone, again, I'm going to let you listen to the audio, and then I'm going to be showing you all the questions, and you can write down the answers as you go, and then we are going to be analyzing together. Okay, let's get started.
Listening for information. You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hi, could I ask you some things about train travel? My family has never traveled by train before.
Sure. Where would you like to go?
Well, traveling from Halifax to Boston would be fun. Our kids are just 7 and 9, so they might not survive a long trip, such as Halifax to Vancouver.
You're right about that. It actually takes about 5 days and 2 changes, one in Montreal and one in Toronto.
Wow, I guess that's not an option. The kids would never behave themselves for that long in a confined space. I wonder, how much is that trip for one adult?
Rates vary depending on when you're going to travel. If you go at the end of this month, say regular fare would be around $4,000 traveling one way. That's with a cabin on the longer stretches.
$4,000 one way and for just one person? Are you kidding me? Flying is about $600 one way and only 8 hours. Does the train have a restaurant?
There is a dining car where you can get meals, but they are usually not included in the price.
Okay, to return to my original question then, what about a nice short trip like from Halifax to Boston? How much is that for 2 adults and 2 children?
Let's take a look at this route map. This shows you where the Canadian rail routes are. To go to Boston, you travel to Montreal, get a connection with the American service, and go to New York, then change trains for Boston.
That sounds complicated and costly. Maybe a trip to Montreal is the best bet. Can you tell me what services there are?
Sure. We have comfortable cabins for 2 people, and you can book 2 cabins which connect together. That would accommodate you and your children. You can bring your own food or enjoy meals in the dining car. By booking a cabin, you can enjoy our dome car, which is on the top of the last car and offers spectacular views.
What are the fares like?
Here's a brochure with general information about fares and our website. Children younger than 11 travel at a considerably discounted rate. Sometimes we offer great specials too, so sign up on our website.
Okay, let's get to the questions.
Question 1.
What is the purpose of the conversation?
Question 2.
What is the man's concern about a long family train trip?
Question 3.
Why does the man want to know the fare to Vancouver?
Question 4.
What destination does the man think will be the best choice?
Question 5.
How does the woman respond when the man mentions the cost of airfare?
Question 6.
What will the man likely do next?
So, everyone, then let's review the answers, okay? Very interesting conversation about train travel. So, I have the script here, and what is the purpose of the conversation? Okay, so that's the first one. Now, I think if I read from the beginning, hi, could I ask you some things about train travel? My family has never traveled by train before. Sure, where would you like to go? So it looks like he's interested in train travel. The man is asking about current train specials. Maybe the man needs to book an urgent trip. Book an urgent trip, that's incorrect. He doesn't talk about booking that trip. The man wants information about train travel. Maybe, it sounds to me. The man is planning a family trip to Montreal. We don't know yet. So C or A, it seems to me like he doesn't want to know about specials. He wants to know more about just train travel. Okay? Just in general about train travel. Let me zoom, make this larger so we can have. Okay, there we go. So the man wants information about train travel in general, okay? Number 2. What is the man's concern about a long family train trip? What is the man's concern about a long... Well, I think he mentioned the children, right? Well, traveling from Halifax to Boston could be hard. Our kids are just 7 and 8, so they might not survive a long trip such as Halifax to Vancouver. Okay, so yes, the children. The cabin would be too crowded for children? Maybe. The children would dislike the meal, so not the food. The children would be bored on the trip. hmm The tickets would be too costly with the children, not too costly with the children. So I think he's talking about C. The children will be bored, not crowded. We know that children, when they go on trips, they don't like being on trips. It would take so long, might not survive such a long trip. Okay? Okay, what about question number 3? Why does the man want to know the fare to Vancouver? Okay. Why does he want to know that fare? I think he just wanted to know about Wow, I guess that's not an option. The kids would never behave themselves for that long in a confined space. I wonder how much is that trip for one adult. Rates vary depending on when you're doing travel, when you're going to travel. If you go at the end of this month, say regular fare would be around $4,000 traveling one way. That's with a cabin on the long stretches. $4,000 and for just one person? Are you kidding me? Flying is about $600 one way and only 8 hours. That's travel in Canada. It's very expensive. He is surprised by what the fare excludes, not excludes. He is wondering if there is a deal. He is planning to purchase a ticket. He is curious about longer trips. Longer train. Sounds to me like curious, wants to know. He's interested. Okay? And question 4. What destination does the man think will be the best choice? Set menu here. What about a nice short trip from Halifax to Boston? How much is that for 2 adults and 2 children? That sounds complicated and costly. Maybe a trip to Montreal is the best bet. The best choice to make. What are the fares like? Okay. So, to Montreal, I think. Right? To Montreal. Definitely not Vancouver. He's going from Toronto. Number 5. How does the woman respond when the man mentions the cost of airfare? Okay. What does that mean? That's an indirect question. We have to watch out for those indirect questions. We have to keep our ears open for that one. Indirect. She makes no comment about the comparison. That's true. She just says, She argues. No, she doesn't argue that the train service is more enjoyable. She describes the scenic delights of train travel. No. She recommends the shorter trip to Montreal. Did she make a comment though? But they're not included. So no, she didn't make any comment. Just So no comment. And question 6. What will the man likely do next? What will the man likely do next? Another indirect question. Where's that one? Send a complaint about high ticket prices. So make a complaint. Check the website for special rates to Montreal. Maybe fly to Vancouver? No, he's not going to Vancouver. purchase himself a round trip ticket. Not himself, because he's going with his family. So looks like B. Check the website for special rates. I think she mentions a website. Right. Here's a brochure with general information about fares and our website. Okay. Very good. Okay, everyone. So, everyone, let's make sure that we understand why the answers are the answers and why the answers are not the answers. This is very important for lower levels and higher levels, okay? Also, I will be leaving a link in the description box where you can find the script. It's very good to read the script. I would read it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, as many times as you can, just to familiarize yourself or get familiar with this kind of language, which is on the exam, okay? And also the kind of questions that are on the exam, very important. And also, I will be leaving a link in the description box where you can listen to this audio by yourself and practice again with different questions, okay? There are different questions here, okay? So, that's very important for you to practice because let's remember, practice makes perfect. I would like to remind you that if you're looking for some more listening, reading, writing, or speaking CELPIP exam practice, then you should definitely subscribe to our CELPIP library. The CELPIP library has hundreds of examples of listening, reading, writing, and speaking, which will help you develop your score, whatever the score you need. Also, the library contains vocabulary, listening skills, reading skills, grammar, and writing skills exercises, which will really help you improve your general understanding of English and also for the exam. So, and you can purchase a 1 month pass or a 2 month or a 3 month subscription for a very low price. And of course, if you really enjoyed this content, then please like this video, share it, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way we will keep on producing more CELPIP analysis for your development. Have a great day.